this is our third and final video for today. This is our e-learning lesson for science for Thursday, March the 26th. Okay, so you should have already read pages 318 and 319 where you get the introduction of what is matter. By now you know that matter is anything that has mass and takes up space. Okay, for example, anything around us is matter. It takes up space. It has mass. Okay, that's matter. Okay, now today you're going to be looking at properties. What are the properties of matter? What could those properties be? Well, I want you to think back to that activity that we had done a while ago where you were given a bag of different items. There was a key, there was a penny, a popsicle stick. And as a group, you went through those objects and you divided them up. You classified them, put them into different groups. And what you were really doing is you were looking at the properties of those items, figuring out what they had in common. And so you looked at some different things in order to do that. So properties that you looked at were, was something hard? Was it soft? What color was it? How did it feel? These were things that you looked at. That's how you came up with your classifications, your groups. In some cases, some of you looked at things and said, oh, let's put these all together because they're made of metal, or let's put these things together because they're wooden, or we'll put these together because they were white. So you looked at different properties. Okay, that's what you were doing at that time, looking at the different properties of matter. Now, when we're talking now more specifically about matter, there are also some other properties that we didn't talk about at that time. We didn't look at that time, but some other things to consider when looking at properties of matter would be how do things react to hot or cold? Is it something that bends, or is it something that would break? In other words, if something bends, is it flexible or is it breakable? Does something float or does it sink? How do things react to magnets? So these are different things, different other properties that now we're going to be looking at as well. So what I need you to do today is to read pages 320 and 321. And this is where you're going to start to look at the states of matter. When we talk about states, we're not talking about like Florida and Georgia. In this case, states of matter just means the different forms of matter. And matter comes in different forms. There are solids, there are liquids, and there are gases. And that's what you're going to read about today, pages 320 and 321. The other thing that I want you to do when you're done reading, looking at solids, liquids, and gases, I want you to just make a list. It doesn't have to be complete sentences, but just make a list of at least 4 different characteristics of liquids, 4 different characteristics of solids, and 4 different characteristics of gases. Okay, that's what page 321 is all about. And then after you've done that, I do need you to complete the 3 questions down at the bottom of page 321. Okay? Number 1 is name the solid and gas forms of water. Okay, so after reading then, what do we call the solid form of water? What do we call the gas form of water? Number 2 asks you to draw a diagram to show the arrangement and movement of particles for the states of matter. Okay? If you just go, what you can do there is to draw a diagram to show the arrangement. What they're talking about there is the 3 little pictures. Okay, so if you go back and you look at those 3 pictures, that's really where you see the arrangement of the particles. Remember, an arrangement is how you put things. Okay, how things are arranged. So that's what they want you to do there. And I believe in your book it said for 1 state of matter, but I want you to do all 3 states of matter. So you're going to draw the arrangement for all 3 states. So make sure you make that change in question number 2, that you're not just doing 1 state of matter, you're doing all 3. And then number 3 tells you to compare and contrast the movement of particles in solids, liquids, and gases. So in number 3, they're asking you specifically about the movement of particles. Okay, so make sure that that's what you're answering there. Okay, So again, take your time with the reading. You need to do the 3 questions. Number 2, you have to do all 3 states of matter. And then don't forget that I also asked you to list out 4 characteristics of each of those states of matter. And again, any questions, you reach out to me. I'll talk to you later. Bye.